previously on F1.
The season is underway. Vettel takes the victory. Lewis Hamilton wins. Stunning. I love this new Formula One. He is the master. He's got that button, leads the Grand Prix. Yet again, Sebastian Vettel.
Round 9, Great Britain.
What can beat this? A cycle around the Northamptonshire countryside for a British Grand Prix weekend.
Well, when you invited me for a bike ride, this isn't what I had in mind.
Jake, you've gone too fast. And here we are then, Eddie, Silverstone Village, former home of Eddie Jordan. Low gear, come on boys. Oh man, David, you're the only one not out of breath. Problem with you two is you never see eye to eye.
Should we knock on the door, EJ? Old time's sake, see if you're still welcome. They might have found a bunch of dry rot after you sold it to them.
We only wanted to check that Eddie Jordan left the house in a good state.
Very much so, yeah.
Right. Hello, Silverstone! Just a short pit stop for us. Eddie's picking his clothes for the weekend. So, welcome then. Here we go, British Grand Prix. Yes. Another win for Vettel.
Well, let me just check out this. That's fantastic.
See you later.
I think it's as much the experience as it is the actual Grand Prix itself.
You still got your pyjamas on. Lovely. Here we go then, guys. The 2011 British Grand Prix at Silverstone.
You know the thing that I really love about coming underneath this Welcome to Silverstone bridge?
Go on.
Is that picture of me looking much younger.
I want to ride my...
We can't stop. Once we stop, we can't get going again.
I like to ride my bicycle. I like to ride my bike. This has got so many memories from my childhood and my early racing career. I learned to drive my mother's car around the perimeter roads here when I used to come to the kart Grand Prix. First racing car I drove down south was on this track. I camped here at the 1990 British Grand Prix.
Won it 9 years later.
Yeah, cool. Indeed, yeah.
Beyond any doubt, this is my favourite track. I always feel something special coming here. It's like the culmination of everything that happens during a season seems to happen at the Grand Prix at Silverstone. Oh, hang on, my glasses.
Whoa, 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 whoa. That was lucky.
You're right, are they okay?
Yeah.
Oh dear, and you'll be glad to know that we did find the glasses in the end, and actually it's very difficult when you're pedalling for 3, but on the flip side, a great opportunity to see this wonderful new Silverstone ring that many people believe has now put this circuit on a par with the very best in the world. Welcome to live coverage of the 2011 British Grand Prix. Surprise, surprise, it's raining at the moment, but myself, David, Eddie, and about 100,000 Formula One fans don't mind that one bit, because we're ready for what should be a pretty special race, and you'll find out why when we show you the qualifying report in just a couple of moments. But I suppose the standout moment from that, Eddie, was the fact that we arrived here and filmed that early on Thursday, and there were already hundreds of fans everywhere we went.
Well, I think that is, in essence, what Silverstone is about. It's in the middle of summer, or British summer. Everyone seems to converge on here from every quarter of the British Isles, and it is very special. And I wasn't joking when I made the point that this place has something magical. It's goose pimples. Don't ask me why, I can't explain it, but it is a very special feeling.
And in the days when you were winning races, you arrived by helicopter. Now you're working for us, you're on a 3-man bike.
No budget wasted here on the travel, but it was a really great experience to see
really what all the fans experience when they come around the British Grand Prix. I never saw that during the 15 years arriving by helicopter and staying within the circuit.
OK, well, I'm glad that we haven't cycled to every race so far this year, because if we show you the calendar, you can see we've already been to Australia, across most of Asia and plenty of Europe as well, and we're almost halfway there in terms of this pretty special Formula One season. And I'm pleased to say that despite this weather, just take a look at that grandstand. The fans have turned out in their droves. There they are, all happy to be here, and even the lesser spotted Coulthard flag sometimes making a brief appearance as well. And I think, judging by the pictures that we've seen this morning, those fans have almost got the chance to meet the drivers. Almost every single fan got an autograph from Sebastian Vettel. He was out there for a very long time, because the drivers know when you come to Silverstone, it really is all about those guys. And they're not the only star attraction here today. I can tell you that Prince Harry is in the house as well. He's here for the race. He was here in 1994, actually, when Damon Hill won, so maybe that's a good omen for a British winner. And there he is with Christian Horner and his friends from Walking with the Wounded. David, you walked through the gates here on 15 separate occasions to race. Damon Hill has described this place as being a bit like performing in the school play in front of your mum and dad. Can you relate to that?
Well, I never actually made the school play. Damon was a lot luckier than me. But yeah, there is an additional pressure when you're performing in front of the home crowd, because you know how hard they've worked to buy their tickets, to travel to this Grand Prix, and you don't want to let them down.
And as far as standings are concerned at the moment in Formula One, Fernando Alonso has said that this is now the weekend. We've got to challenge Sebastian Vettel and Red Bull, or it's all over.
He's absolutely right. This is crucial time for all the other teams except for Red Bull, and in particular Ferrari. They've really not captivated on anything that they could possibly have achieved this season. But nevertheless, I fancy Alonso for this race. OK, well, yesterday pre-qualifying was dominated by, to be honest, a rather tedious conversation about how much exhaust gases can be blown through the underside of the car. And Red Bull said, well, this is going to affect how fast our car is going to be. So, did they finally have their run of 9 pole positions brought to an end by a change to their car? Time to find out. Here's Ted Kravitz.
The build-up to qualifying was dominated by a row about how teams use the car's exhaust gas to create downforce. The FIA wanted to ban the practice, the teams wanted to keep it, and the arguments were still being had half an hour before the start of the session. Discussions look set to run, but with the restrictions in place for this weekend, qualifying could get underway. The Great British Summer caught out Fernando Alonso, who was lucky to find his way out of a rocky service road. But the car was undamaged, and Alonso would go on to qualify third for Ferrari. One team that has been disadvantaged by the rule changes this weekend is McLaren. They have been aggressively exploiting the exhaust concept as they try to make up for an inherent lack of downforce. So when the restrictions came, they suffered. Lewis Hamilton is just 10th, Jenson Button 5th, but 1.5 seconds off pole position.
I don't know where our pace has gone. I can have a guess. But, you know, we haven't built a car suddenly that's 1.3 seconds slower than a Ferrari, and I don't know the full details of the regulation change, but I'm surprised to see where we are.
I think I've probably got a couple of people in front of me which I might be quicker than, but overtaking here is very difficult, of course, but we can still have an exciting race from there, but it's not a fantastic weekend.
England's loss was Scotland's gain. Paul di Resta is 6th on the grid.
The more laps we did, the more comfortable I got, and felt very comfortable at the end. The last lap was nailed. You know, there wasn't much more coming from it, and you know, to get 6th place at the first British Grand Prix, it's not a bad result on a Saturday afternoon.
Before qualifying, Red Bull had suggested that the rule change would hurt them, but the stopwatch never lies. And as usual, they ended up 1st and 2nd, but with Mark Webber getting the better of Sebastian Vettel and looking to repeat his win of last year.
It's been good to me in the past. Hopefully it can be good to me again in the next 24 hours. Obviously it laid the foundations for a solid event tomorrow. Looking forward to challenging very, very hard, obviously, for the victory. It's going to be an interesting race, I think, between the three of us. Looking forward to it.
We've been competitive. Ferrari looks very close here. McLaren maybe didn't have the smoothest qualifying. So it's very early to say, okay, you know, we lost, Ferrari didn't, and McLaren lost even more. All of these teams, we will be competitive tomorrow, and then tyres will be playing a much bigger role, I think, than some exhaust.
So Mark Webber on pole position for the second time this season. Vettel still on the front row and still ominously fast in race trim. Ferrari lock out row 2, it's an all-British row 3. Credit to Pastor Maldonado and Kamui Kobayashi, 7th and 8th, ahead of Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton. Michael Schumacher's a disappointing 13th. It's even worse for Renault, just 14th and 16th, but Heikki Kovalainen makes it up to 17th in the Team Lotus. While at the back we have a new driver. Red Bull protege Daniel Ricciardo starts his first Grand Prix from 24th in the Hispania.
So we've got an Aussie at the front, an Aussie at the back, and McLaren understandably very, very frustrated indeed with how qualifying went for them. But Mark Webber at the very front, David, congratulations to him, but pole is worth no points at all. And the last 3 pole positions he's had, he hasn't taken the win.
Well, in the same way that pole is worth no points, what happened the last 3 times doesn't matter today either. All that matters is can he convert what was a great pole position lap into a victory. He won here last year, got changeable conditions as we do the build-up here, but he's got to be feeling pretty confident.
Yes, psychologically huge for him. And as far as Ferrari are concerned, this is the 50th anniversary of their first ever win here in Formula One, Eddie, so it's nice that they were so close to Red Bull. But they're still talking about the future, Ferrari, rather than celebrating a great 3rd and 4th place.
Well, absolutely. Look, Jake, the person and the team that's come out of all of these changes to the biggest advantage has been Ferrari. It's no surprise that what we're hearing this morning is they do not want to revert back to the Valencia rules for the next race. And no surprise in that with Ferrari.
No, who can blame them? And the Red Arrows have almost finished their display. It's time for the drivers to head out onto the grid in just under 10 minutes' time and start their display as they line up on the grid preparing for today's Grand Prix. But Sebastian Vettel, he's got everything, hasn't he? He's the current world champion. He's leading the championship. But what he really wants is to be super fast around the Top Gear track. Hello.
I'll take you on a guided tour of the behind-the-scenes facilities of Top Gear.
You know, the first thing I'm thinking is the actual entrance to your workshop. This might not be around too much longer.
Spare tyres.
Yeah.
Don't know what that is. We only eat brown food on Top Gear. Anyone that comes down here with an apple or lettuce is sacked on the spot. And then you come in here.
See, I spend my life telling people that TV really isn't glamorous, but this really isn't glamorous.
Oh, we make a point of it.
I've heard news that the Stig will present himself.
Oops, there it is. Careful, careful.
What do you do, shake its hand?
No, don't look at it, don't talk to it.
Okay.
Stand back, let it just let it walk by. That's what we do.
Right, no, okay.
There's no point talking to it.
Where's the studio from here?
It's over there. It's on the other, it's just across the car park.
This is the studio. See,
Wow,
look at that.
Look at
Dark, untidy.
It really is shabby chic without the chic, isn't
That's
it?
just for keeping stuff in. I keep pens in there. They're like art exhibits, apart from there's no art in them and
You
nobody
just have the
particularly wants
front
to see
nose
them.
of Formula One cars knocking around. And...
I think that fell off.
Right. What's your opinion of Formula One?
I had that brief going on this show. I think they wanted to sign me. And then I thought maybe, a little bit of me was still thinking, maybe there's something in me that's some magic
Someone will see.
that's never been spotted. And now, do you know there isn't? I'll show you where we sit. This is, I mean, you know, come on, your heart's beating faster right now. I can tell you're hiding it well. Yes, feel the power.
How does that look?
Terrible.
No, I'll just be belligerent and
annoying,
opinionated and
cross.
annoying and offensive.
Yeah, or sit over there and be flatulent and confused.
And something else you find knocking around the backstage of Top
Yeah,
Gear
yeah,
is
yeah,
the
lads, this. Hello, sir, how are
World
you?
Champ.
Nice to
Fine.
see you, nice to see you.
Nice to see you. How's it going? Good. Well, we've just been looking at something that you might find quite interesting, actually.
This is relevant to today.
Here it is.
Try not to be bowled over by the surroundings there. It's beautiful. There it is.
You're not allowed to do anything to the car.
Well, no, because where would that go if you started modifying the car?
Yeah, you can change your seat position, for instance.
Yes.
So that would change weight distribution.
You want us to fit it with the movable steering wheel and pedals so you don't have to move.
This is an
the centre
insight
of
into the
gravity.
psyche of a Formula One driver. That's what this is.
They're
So
more
competitive.
difficult to run than the cars, aren't they?
I was
There's a
just
lot of-
wondering whether, you know, these tyre pressures you would allow to...
No.
No.
Get in it and drive it.
Does it mean anything to you? Does it mean
at
much
this
to you
headwind.
to... Oh, look at that. Are you...
You know how much it slows me down?
So have you watched Rubens' lap on the internet or anything to remind yourself of how he did it?
I have seen a couple of laps.
And does it really mean something to you to beat him, or are you really not that good?
Of course. I could give him a hard time, so...
I would be very angry if somebody beat my time.
Does he talk? You have a girlfriend? Is she wearing a helmet as well?
Which corners are you finding tricky, or is there a lot of time to be lost on this?
I think everywhere is it, you know, there's no power in the car, so it's
Yeah.
quite tricky, and you have to be, I think, quite smooth.
Okay, so the stick does know what he's doing.
And he knows, yeah.
Oh, that's good. All right,
I
well,
still don't know who it is, but
no, none of us do. What does his voice sound like?
British.
Okay, well, that doesn't really narrow it down. Right, good luck.
3, 2, 1.
And Sebastian Vettel time will be revealed this evening on Top Gear at 8 p.m. Now, lots going on here. I can tell you that Prince Harry has been making his way all around the Red Bull garage. It is racing royalty meeting genuine royalty now. There's Sebastian Vettel with a great big smile on his face. It's amazing, isn't it? We've got a German driver dominating Formula One, and he's so popular everywhere he goes. Everybody wants to chat to this guy at the moment. Now, as you can see, the weather isn't fantastic. In fact, it hasn't been fantastic all weekend. So we set Eddie Jordan a bit of a challenge. Eddie, head out there, meet the fans, and do what you can to warm them up. And this is what he came up with. You think, in this weather, with everybody standing around looking fed up, you can sell ice creams to these fans?
Can I sell you ice cream? Can I sell you ice cream? So come on, now's the time. Get your money out. £2.
Can I have a flake?
You want a flake? Hey, are we impressed? I'm getting good at this. Jake has just bought you an ice cream. It's the first time in living memory he's ever bought anything.
Cracking ice cream, good. How did you guys feel when you heard that the British Grand Prix was guaranteed for the next 17 years?
It's local, we can't afford to go abroad.
Yeah.
Well, I certainly can't. And Silverstone, what am I, 4 hours away?
So how many British Grand Prix have you been to?
Probably about 15, 20.
You've been to 15 or 20
Yeah.
Grand Prix?
And a special story.
Go on.
I was born on the way back from the 1963 Grand Prix. Jim Clark won in a Lotus.
Why, in the driving rain, would you come to the British Grand Prix? What's special about it?
It's the fantastic atmosphere, the sound of the engines, the feel.
Why should people come to the British Grand Prix if they've never been before?
The weather. The weather, yeah. The weather.
I think basically what we decided was the ice creams weren't going to warm them up, David, so getting them to do some dancing would. But I mean, that's classic British Grand Prix. We arrived there in the driving rain, people sitting outside eating fish and chips.
Well, it was just absolutely off the cuff. That was, believe it or not, so enjoyable to do, but so easy to do because everybody was just so responsive. They wanted to be part. I think people come here for the party as much as for the race and the excitement and just all the different things. Camping in this weather, I mean, honestly, can you get your head around all of that? It's just amazing what happens here.
Oh, definitely. I can concur that we came here for the camping. You used to live in Silverstone Village, but I was in a tent here in 1990 watching the Grand Prix, and that's the sort of passion that you fans have. You know, I was a young fan at that time, and it's a carnival atmosphere for the several days of this event.
It still is. You should have joined us out there. That would have been good. We would have sold. We made 20 quid. We would have made 22 if you'd have been there.
Eddie's natural.
Yeah, of course it was. Eddie's natural habitat. Right, you saw there just over half an hour to go now until lights out and the start of this race, and this weather is just perfect for Lewis Hamilton, who starts 10th, and Jenson Button, who starts 5th in this Grand Prix. They love driving in the wet. In fact, some of Jenson's best wins have come in those kind of conditions. So we came up with a bit of a challenge for the two of them involving quite a lot of water.
Hey there, Lewis. Right. These are like F1 jet skis, if you like. So about 170 brake. Today our challenge is, can you beat me around the Docklands course?
I don't really want to get in the water, as it takes me a long time just to get in a swimming pool.
Oh, it's gone down my back.
Come on,
Go on, get yourself in.
You've got to beat 41 seconds. That's what Jim did.
Is that Jenson? Oh, Jenson's here.
Get me! Late! Come on, come on.
We have down
Yeah,
here.
he's cheating there.
Can I give you a word of advice? Don't mention penalties.
No, I won't.
Lewis Hamilton, part man, part fish. That's within 10% of a world champion's place, mate. That is impressive.
Right, BBC chest bounce.
Whoa! Good luck, buddy.
Have you been working out? Yeah. With the arms.
Come on, DP. And he's pretty quick. Come on, Don't hit the wall, I need you in Silverstone. Uh-oh, he's run out of talent.
Not just anybody. You know I need someone.
Did I get the camera equipment?
51 seconds, mate. Very good.
Thanks.
I'm in, man.
That was an unusual dive.
Yeah, what was that? Was that a bunny dive?
I've got a deal for you. I say I'll do the fastest time, yeah?
If he loses, he has to do the grid walk naked.
Yeah, okay. There's a deal.
I don't want to see that. Cheating, man.
Funny, is he? 42.7.
I said I'd beat your time. I didn't say what on.
How about I go out on that now?
Go on.
Well done.
You're pretty quick.
Well done, mate.
Nice.
You're a second quicker.
Mate, I don't think I need to go out, do I? Look at that time. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Hey?
I know you've been preparing.
It was. He was. You got nothing to worry about, mate. Seriously.
The water's all choppy for JB.
That wall's dangerous, huh? Is he alright? Is he okay? Is he okay?
They said he's hurt his leg. He's twisted his leg or something, or bent his leg back.
Are you okay?
Yeah, fine.
Jensen, do you want to do it on this?
No, I just don't think it's a good idea. I've just turned my legs.
All right, okay.
Good news is that Team McLaren were the quickest. Bad news is Jensen's picked up a bit of a sporting injury there, haven't you? So, but nothing too bad.
Leg when I jumped off, hit on the skis.
Yeah. Nothing terminal though. You will
No,
be at
I'll be
Silverstone.
all right.
You'll be okay.
I think I'll be at Silverstone. I think I'll be all right.
Okay.
It's only your braking foot, so...
Exactly, it's fine. You don't have to hit it that hard.
Why don't you go out again? Go and try again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'll do the other leg as well.
And the winner is Lewis Hamilton.
I haven't done a flip for a long time, so I don't really know how to do it. Do you want to show me? It's all on the knees, apparently.
And once again, Silverstone is alive to the sound of Formula One engines. You can see here the cars making their way to the grid. They're stopping at the end of the pit lane. They're doing their practice starts. And we've got a very, very loud pit lane here because there's a huge wall to our left-hand side. So the cars are making their way out onto the grid, and I'm glad to say that waiting there for them is Martin Brundle. Martin.
Silverstone, British Grand Prix, just another 25 points. Yeah, sure, absolutely fantastic. 120,000 people in the grandstands, and they're all looking forward to a great race. 28,000 of them camped overnight. Now, the red arrows have been through and torn a bit of a hole in one of the clouds because it's just started to rain a little bit. I'm hearing that most of the drivers have gone out on the intermediate tyres. Now, this is the new pit straight. For the first time in 61 years, the race is going to start here. Now, this is not an insignificant piece of racetrack. That is the old club corner that used to terrify and thrill us at the same time. And we used to come from Stowe flat out and trying to make a decision whether we were going to stay flat out through that corner. And people have lost their lives against that wall over there, so it has a great meaning, this piece of racetrack, even if it's never been at the start before. The Band of Her Majesty's Royal Marines Collingwood I'm walking through now, and I'm going to head towards Prince Harry, who's on the grid, and see if we can get through and have a quick word with him. Prince Harry, sir, very good to see you. Martin Brundle, BBC. I saw you out back looking in the garage and meeting some of the drivers. What's your impressions of Formula One in 2011?
It's fantastic. It's going in the right direction. I mean, it's great to meet all the guys, and looking at the big screen, the weather's playing a bit of a part, as it always does at Silverstone. But yeah, obviously, cheering on Jensen and Lewis big time. But it's going to be a bit of a struggle for them at the back. But British and all that, it'll be fine.
Excellent. And Paul di Resta with a great 6th place on the grid as well. Now, I know I've seen pictures of you on a motorbike and you fly an Apache helicopter. Full respect for that one. You must fancy a go in some pretty high-speed cars, or even one of these at some time.
If somebody offers me a go, I'd love to have a go. I don't think I'd be able to do very well. I'd hopefully do better than Hammond in Top Gear did. He made it look very hard. But no, huge respect to these guys. It's a fantastic sport. I mean, thousands of people turned out for today. I'm hoping for rain, just because I think it'd be better for the McLaren, but no, we'll have to wait and see.
I think you could be absolutely right on that. Now, you're doing a lot of tremendous charity work, of course, and Walking with the Wounded very much being one of them. You raise a lot of money. I think you've got some colleagues with you on the grid today. Would you be kind enough to introduce us to them?
Well, they can introduce themselves, but it's much better that way. We're missing one, which is a shame. Missing a Welsh boy called Steve. We've got Martin here, we've got Jacko, and we've got Guy. 3 boys who came back from the North Pole, did an amazing thing, still doing amazing things. Yeah, just a great bunch of lads, and a small example of what the guys are doing out in Afghanistan and stuff like that. So
yeah, doing a wonderful job for us. Who do you fancy to win today? Who's your money on?
Well, I want my money to be on McLaren, obviously. Either Lewis, well, ideally Lewis, I think, but we'll have to wait and see. I think a lot of teams are hoping for rain, apart from Red Bull.
Good stuff. And you guys, who do you fancy?
It's got to go all British, so yeah, definitely Lewis. So yeah.
South African. That's the right thing.
All right, well,
bit pressure there to say Lewis, but no, definitely him.
All right, well, it's absolutely wonderful to see you. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us. And we're going to wander around the grid. I know you want to do exactly the same. Hold on.
I haven't got a pass, so I don't know why you're here.
Is this a pass?
Yes, you need it to be here.
Thank you. I taught my way into it.
All right, good stuff. Bernie, they're still fighting over how they're going to run their cars today. It's been a bit...
Okay, all signed.
All signed? Really? I heard 2 teams are still struggling over it.
No, everybody's signed.
All right. And what's been agreed?
To stay with what we've got.
Okay, for Germany for the next race?
Yeah, it's all done.
Back to Valencia setup. All right, good stuff. Let's move along onto the grid and see if we can find a driver. Sebastian Vettel's not on the grid at the moment, and we understand that Jensen is down there. Mark Webber is just coming through onto pole position here. And there then is the magnificent Red Bull, locked out the front row again. Many of us thought that with the changing of the regulations that they might struggle a bit. Well, no chance, although they're still saying that reliability is one of their issues. Let's wander down here, and one of the first cars onto the grid is Jensen Button. So we'll steam in and see. He's talking to the Pirelli engineers because they've got to decide which tyres they're going to start the race on, and I'm told that it's warm enough, the track surface is warm enough to get away with the slick Pirelli tyre if they if there's not too much water on the track. Well, I'm going to ask Jensen exactly that, if I can get in. I mean, it's obviously critical work that's going on here, but they've had such a challenging weekend with a wet-free practice and qualifying when it rained. Jensen, reckon get away with slicks to start?
No, this is very different than here at the back.
Really? Where?
From turn 3 through to the end of Beckett's, I was on used inters, and I was poodling round because it's so wet. So half the circuit is extreme wet, and half the circuit is almost dry, so it's a bit of a tough one to call, really.
How have you been able to set the car up? You've had so little time this weekend and so little dry running. I mean, you're on full tanks now. You must not have a clue what it's going to do.
No, we haven't done any high fuel running at all, so yeah, I really don't know what's going to happen, but it felt pretty bad then, but I think it's just the changing conditions. We get a good tyre on the car for the conditions, I think we'll be fine, and it's warm. It should dry out pretty quickly, but it's a difficult call for all of us, especially at the front.
Okay, good luck. Thanks for talking to us. Let's wander across, and Paul di Resta's over here, having had a magnificent 6th on the grid for local team Force India. Their factory is literally a stone's throw just over the back of that grandstand. Let's have a little look around. He's still in the car, and Anthony Hamilton, his manager, Lewis's father, of course, is standing here. Let's have a quick word with Anthony, and let's start Sir Patrick Stewart first. Sir Patrick, Martin Brundle, BBC, how are you? Lovely to see you on the grid again. You're becoming quite a regular here. Let's try not to get run over by young Vettel.
No, although if you're going to get run over by anybody, the world champion wouldn't be a bad place to start, would it?
It wouldn't. I just wanted to hear your voice, to be honest, as much as anything. So you're standing here by the Force India car. Is that your allegiance today?
Yeah, we're guests of Force India today, and McLaren, to a guest of Jensen. So our interests are a little bit divided. But with 3 British drivers in the first 10 places on the grid, this is an incredible day for us.
It is, isn't it? So hopefully we can give the fans an interesting race. Jensen was just telling me that it's full-on wet out the back of the track.
Yeah, I was seeing on just a few minutes ago on television. Very wet, a lot of spray as well. It could be a really interesting afternoon. Another Montreal, maybe.
It's my first race, British Grand Prix, as the lead commentator. I could do with some of your voice later on, I'm sure. Lovely to see you. Thank you so much. And let's see who else we can find. I want to have a quick word with Paul di Resta here. Anthony Hamilton. Anthony, funny day for you. You've got Paul here, your new managed driver, and your son sort of 4 places behind him on the grid. How do you feel about that?
It's going to be a strange day, but it's going to be a good day, I think.
So when Lewis comes up, if he should have a faster car, theoretically, the McLaren should be faster than the Force India, you'd think, but it's not on the grid. How are you going to feel when he's tucked up under Paul's gearbox?
This is motor racing, so I'll leave those guys to work it out between them.
All right, good answer, diplomatic answer. We're just steaming in here and talking to Paul di Resta. Wonderful job, Paul. Congratulations. And how's the track out there?
It's virtually dry here, but completely wet as you get to Brooklands and the other side of the track where the old pits complex were. I mean, aquaplaning everywhere, so tyre choice is going to be hard. And you know, the sun's coming out at the moment, so just really going to have to sit down with the engineers and see if we've got anybody over there that can advise us on it.
The last thing you need is a wild gamble today, though, isn't it?
It is a wild gamble, but at the same point, if you look at the track here, it is dry. The other side, we were all over the place. On the rack stops aquaplaning, so not much you can really do. We were on an inter tyre, so it depends how quickly it will clear, but there's only, as you look at your watch, 18 minutes to go.
You were obviously looking at it before I was. And so, I mean, is it your call, do you think, in the end? I mean, who's going to make this critical decision?
It is a critical decision, but, you know, it's the first time I've been in this position on an inter tyre as well, so I'll just go and sit down with the engineer and really see what we've got forecast and where we think best to start.
Fortune favours the brave. Good luck. OK, that young lady was waiting and I kind of butted in, but I'm really sorry about that, but not sorry enough not to butt in. Let's see if we can find one of the top 3 drivers. We've got a Ferrari here in 3rd place. Now, I think this could be, the prancing horse could be the dark horse of this Grand Prix. They've been super quiet on this whole issue of diffusers and blown exhaust, and they've got a lot of new pieces on this car this weekend. There's a whole new rear wing. They exit the exhaust differently. You can see the exhaust. This is the blown diffuser, the blown exhaust it's talking about. It just comes out of the side of the car here, so the driver keeps his foot on the throttle whenever he can to energize the underneath of that car to give themselves more downforce. And quietly, this car has got a lot of new pieces. They like the way that the changes have affected the cars. They think they've slowed Red Bull down, and they certainly appear to have slowed the McLarens down. And Fernando Alonso must quite fancy his chances here this afternoon. And I'm going that way around the car. He's going this way. I don't think he's there to avoid me, but he's gone to have a look at something at the back of the car. Why is he looking at the back of his car? Let's have a quick look. So look at this. So we've got a set of inters on there now. I've never seen this before on the grid. You've got a driver taking one of the blankets off. Fernando, quick word. Yeah, he wants to talk to his engineers. So Fernando's obviously got a concern. He's had a look at the surface of that intermediate tyre, and the drivers are really concerned about the decision they're going to make. Let's see if we can get through this side there, and the crowd are anxiously waiting for the start of the race. Lots of flags up there. Button's got talent. That's absolutely right. Come on, di Resta. Lewis Hamilton. There's plenty of fans up there as well. And this is the man that's on pole position. Excuse me, Christian. I wanted to have a quick word. Well, quick word. We've sorted the exhaust out now. All done. Bernie tells me you've all signed up and agreed, and capitulated?
Hopefully we're pretty much there, so just waiting one signature, but hopefully it's now done and behind us.
Okay, this is the man I need to talk to. I just voiced over your lap for pole position. That was a brave lap, Mark.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, it was tricky conditions. Same for everyone. We didn't have much of a sort of a build-up into Q3 and managed to get a very, very good lap together. So sensational to be on the front row on pole. And, now we have obviously a mixed track in terms of conditions. So we need to get away well and then obviously make some decisions on tyres early in the Grand Prix.
We've heard from Paul and Jensen that the track is fully wet out the back.
It is fully wet, yeah. It's I think that shower that went past actually increased intensity when it got further down towards the old first sector, obviously Luffield and Copse and Beckett. So, it'd be interesting.
All right, well, good luck for the race. We'll be following you very closely. And it's time now for the national anthem.
The national anthem performed by the band of the Royal Marines rings out around Silverstone, accompanied by some lovely shots of some former British winners here, of course. Now, we're going to talk about the conditions at the moment. It was nice, actually, just as the national anthem started, the sun came out, broke through the clouds. So just what does this mean for the teams? Do you start on slicks? Do you start on intermediates? What do you do? Well, this is how wet it is, David. We can see Sergio Perez here in the Sauber making his way around. This is only on a parade lap. He's not going racing speeds by any stretch of the imagination. It's a good example of how difficult it is out there.
Well, it is indeed, and just an example of how bumpy it is if you run off this circuit. It's an old circuit, of course, going through one of the polystyrene advertising hoardings there. And he's an intermediate tyre, which if there's any standing water at all, we see he came in and they've replaced the nose, so he will take the start from his normal grid position. But these intermediates don't remove the water from the surface anywhere near as good as a full wet, of course. An exploratory wrap, I think he would have been back in saying too wet at the moment for those tyres.
And it's a difficult situation here, Eddie, because you can take a risk, you can make a bit of a gamble, you can see if you can push through the crowd and do something that no one else thinks about. We've seen Jensen do that a few times. But you can put intermediates on that will struggle on the dry bits, but at least they'll keep you on the track. If you put slicks on and go off, you're in serious trouble. So what would you do if you were still running a team?
I'd split it, because if you had your two cars fairly close together, you have to split the risk. You have to, see where the risk is and play it to your advantage and go that route. The guys who go on slicks will have one less pit stop to make. You've got to see what that length of pit stop is going to be, because it's going to be dry very soon.
Yeah, but that's presuming it doesn't rain again.
Well, it's not going to rain, is it, David? Come on.
Well, there's plenty of clouds in the sky. There's plenty of clouds up there.
My magic star says no more rain for the first start of the race. I would take a chance. I put my lead driver on slicks.
Right, I'm not sure that David's convinced, but we're hoping for some decent home success here. And we've had a lot of that, actually, in the past few weeks from our cricketers. Ted's found a couple of very special young men.
Yeah, well, a couple of very happy cricketers. Stuart Broad, I never realised how tall you were, Stuart, actually, and Alistair Cook, captain first, nice win.
Yeah, really good win, and to come here day after, it's made it a good weekend.
And Stuart, what do you think of all this?
Oh, it's amazing. It's my first experience at a Grand Prix. To be here with Rebels, something special, and we're both enjoying it.
Okay, have a good day.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Well done to the cricketers, and of course thoughts with the England women's football team, who struggled last night, didn't they, in their penalty shootout, but well played to them. David, we're about to lose you to the commentary box. What I've been saying to people all weekend is keep your eyes on the start here, because obviously we've got a new pits and paddock, we've got a new start, and it could be rather tasty.
Well, indeed, it's a very short run to turn one, which is taken flat out in qualifying. Remains to be seen how dry it'll be when they start the Grand Prix, but the real action is going to be into turn 3. That's the first area where the concertina are up. They go down to second gear, so I suspect we will see a few incidents and overtakes there.
OK, and that man is going to be at the centre of the action. He's starting 10th on the grid. He's going to have cars in front of him, behind him, all around him. How much would he love to be Mark Webber, starting on pole for this Grand Prix?
With heavy rain during free practice and so little time to set up the cars and find out how the Pirelli tyres are working around this 3.6-mile Silverstone circuit, qualifying was a challenge, and Mark Webber shone out for Red Bull. Into Abbey Corner at 185 miles an hour, the back end trying to get away from him. He does not lift the throttle. Heavy braking for the Village Corner, just 70 miles an hour, second gear, up to third before the left-hand hairpin of the loop. Again, just 60 miles an hour. Lets the car go. Turn 5 is easily full throttle into the Wellington straight. Staying to the right-hand side, up to 185 miles an hour as he spots the braking point for the Brooklands corner. It's a very late apex. You kiss the inside curb now and throttle on towards Luffield. Now, this is an extremely wide line, but he gets on the power so early, shifting up through the gears. He's into the start of the Woodcote curve. It's 170 miles an hour into the old pit straight. That means Copse Corner is ahead, 185 miles an hour, flicks it down one gear and charges into the corner. Now it's the Maggots and Beckett's complex ahead. Watch the bravery of Webber as he turns in at 185 miles an hour, still doing 150 as he fights the car, 125 through the final part of Beckett's. Chapel Curve leads on to Hanger Straight, edging to the left-hand side at 195 miles an hour, trying to spot the braking point for Stowe Corner. The track is so wide, but there's only one racing line. We now have a bug in the system, but Webber continues to challenge this racetrack. He upshifts in the middle of Stowe Corner. One final heavy braking zone into Vale, down 5 gears, spots the apex beautifully. A sweeping long right-hander of Club Corner into that new pit straight. Mark Webber secures the 8th pole position of his Formula One career, and thoroughly well deserved.
Wow, a smidgen over 90 seconds that shows you just how much you have to commit to this lap to put on a hot lap. We'll go back outside and see what's happening around on the grid. See Michael Schumacher there gearing up for another win. Amazingly, in 16 attempts, only 3 wins at this circuit for Michael Schumacher. Not the happiest of hunting grounds for him. And he also struggled yesterday in qualifying. He starts 13th on the grid. Now, Eddie, the last time we saw Mark Webber on pole, Sebastian second and Alonso third. Alonso took the lead at the start, but we've got no idea what to expect at the start of this race.
We have no idea, and I must remind you that that race was in Spain, where there's quite a long lead up to the first corner. Not the same here. Silverstone's short run, and do I think that Alonso can squeeze it? We know how good a starter he is. He is electrified. He feels that there's a new little bit of a step in his walk at the moment. He looks good, and I do believe that Ferrari are in a much stronger position than we've seen in recent races.
And look at these wonderful shots. You can see the grid there. It's starting to clear, starting to get emptier. We're just a few minutes away now from the start of the race, and look at the wonderful new Silverstone wing. And there's Christian Horner, who's actually been talking an awful lot to Charlie Whiting this weekend. And while they're in discussions, Eddie, very quickly it looks like finally this diffuser round that's incredibly boring is also over.
I don't believe it.
Really?
Jake, no chance. I know what goes on. Can you imagine if Ferrari was to win here? Do you think they'd sign away? You know, this is the turkey voting for Christmas. Forget it. This is not over yet.
OK, let's run through a few very quick questions. Paul di Resta, his best qualifying in Formula One in his rookie season. He starts 6th. How will he be feeling?
He'll be elated in one way, but very apprehensive in another. What he wants to do is to make a very clean and uninterrupted start, and he would like to finish in the place where he qualified or better. And this, for me, is a big move for Paul di Resta. He has put his imprimatur on the big stamp of Formula One for the big teams in the future.
And how confident will this man be feeling? You've tipped Fernando Alonso to win this race.
I have tipped him because I see something different. I'm not sure. There's a lot of things Martin said on the grid, that there were different things aerodynamically with the wings. I'm actually pretty clear about my view about Ferrari. They're on the way.
OK, and no one's ever won this race from lower than 7th on the grid. Today, Lewis Hamilton could make history alongside Paul di Resta, who we saw a short shot of there. Could Lewis do something special?
Well, his best chance is what's happened here. Wet on half the track, dry on the other. His choice of tyre will be absolutely crucial.
OK, that grid is about to get very empty indeed, and there's Jenson Button ready to impress the home crowd, starting from 5th. In high definition on BBC One, live from Silverstone, it's time to hand over to Martin Brundle and David Coulthard. 61 years of Formula One right here, 16 British wins, hundreds of special moments. It's time for 2011 to generate some more. The clouds are here, and so are the cars.